All right, we're going to start small and then we'll work our way up in size. So small, the newest addition to the mini icons family is this guy. That is mini icons bows. So all of your mini icon stamps have 12 little mini icons. You have lots of different style of bows there. And then you have a definition. So all of the mini icon stamps also have a little definition. The definition on this one is very fun. It's zhuzh. To make something more stylish or attractive, you kind of zhuzh it up, and you can zhuzh anything up with a bow. So nice little bows there. Those could be great for your bullet stamps or just a nice little accent on a card or on a tag or whatever you need to have a nice little bow on. So that's the first new stamp, Mini Icons Bows, and that is a 3x3 stamp. Alrighty, next up, we're going to go to our next stamp. Next stamp is this guy. This is a 5x7. This is called Things to Do. Things to Do. This is a 13-piece stamp set. All of my stamps are photopolymer, made in the US of A. Amy said, we are so good at zhuzhing up our TNs, aren't we? We totally are. All right, so this is a 13-piece stamp set. Things to do. So these are for your lists, right? Hopefully you guys all know that I like to make lists, and we like to make lists together. When we are together on our Saturdays, we do creative listing. This is designed for your creative lists. Movies to see, books to read, shows to watch, ideas to try, people to see, things to make, things to do, photos to take, restaurants to try, places to go, to listen to, learn how to, and stuff to get done. All right, so just kind of a nice list for really starting to drill down, or excuse me, nice stamp set, really starting to drill down into some of our lists, right? A lot of time we have lists of movies we want to see, or shows we want to binge watch, or books we want to have a read, books we want to read. So now we have a nice little stamp set for nice little titles on our list to kind of accommodate all of those things. All right, so now there is a coordinating die set that goes with that. So there are those stamped out. I did not have a chance to use the stamp set yet, but one of my design team members, Marcia Ferris, did. So I'll show you what she did in one sec. So that is the stamp set, kind of all stamped out. And then you have things to do die set, coordinating dies. So there is a die that coordinates with each one of those stamps. All right, metal die. So you can buy that individually, or you can buy this one individually, which that would be weird. You could buy that individually, or you could buy that as a set. And when you buy a set like that, your little set is discounted. The bundle's discounted for 10% off. All right, so that's the things to do stamp set and coordinating things to do metal die. Now, let's take a look at what Marcia did. Ooh, okay, not that one. All right. So I'm just going to cover up this side of this for a minute, okay? So you'll see, oh my gosh, that's it. Here, let's do this. All right. You'll see part of her spread. I'll show you the rest of the spread in a minute. But look how cute this is. Holly Jolly, movies to see. So she stamped out movies to see from that Things to Do stamp set. She then die cut it. I don't know if you can see that because this is I printed this from her image that she sent me. She die cut it so it is pop dotted up. So it's kind of fun that way. And then she even used her little markers to color in the little popcorn and then her little popcorn bucket. So Holly Jolly movies to see, movies that she would like to see this holiday season. Now, I'll show you the rest of that in a minute because there's something else on this side that I don't quite want you to see yet. All right. So next up, let's take a look at 2 new metal die sets, and then we're going to end with a bang. And when I say a bang, trust me, it's going to be a big bang. All right, so let's take a look at the first of the 2 new metal die sets. This one is called Stars. You have 1, 2, 3 metal die stars. Amy has included the dimensions, the height and width of each of those stars. You will find those on the website with that product. I want to show you a couple of fun things with this little die set, starting with this guy. So that is a card that I made. When you cut out those little dies, this is what you get. You get an outside And then you also get a center, all right? So each of those sizes, you end up with an outside and a center, which can make for a lot of fun different things, all right? So I cut those little guys out like that. This one on this card that I made, I cut it out of the white grid, my white grid paper. And then to give it a little dimension, I outlined both the outer star and also the inner star. And then I popped that inner star. So you can see that gives it a lot of dimension, kind of some shadows there. Just makes for a really fun holiday card. But what you can do, because you end up with the outsides and the insides, I could do something, let's grab this, like this, where I could take an outside like that and an inside of a different pattern. And that one's a little bit hard to see because it is, it's just that white grid, right? Like that. And then I could either leave it flat or I could pop it up, or I could do the opposite where I take maybe the outside like that and then put the inside of this guy inside like that. Now, these are actually, let me do this. Let's do it that way and then that way. There we go. So you can have a lot of fun using those star dies because they can be used separately, like those little guys, or they can be used together. And when you cut those out, all of those pieces come out in one cut. So what I thought I'd do really quickly there is I'm just going to turn on my little die cut machine here. I have a piece of paper that I have pre-cut. Let's grab that paper. Let's grab our little metal dies here, and we'll just whip those out really quick. And the more of these I make, the more I can like mix and match, right? I can mix and match my different outsides and insides. Okay, there we go. Oh, thank you, Amy. Amy just put those dimensions in the chat as well. Yes, I will show what they look like nested. This will be a little bit easier to see if I nest these guys. All right, so there is my little outside like that. And let's make this really obvious. Let me get this guy right here. Oh, is that what you mean, Amy, by nested? Or did you mean something different? Like that. Now, I have done these, there we go, like that. Or maybe what you mean is this, like this little one. Like that little one can go in there. Aha, I bet that's what you meant by nested, didn't you? Right? So you can nest same size and then either keep it flat or pop dot it, or you can put a smaller size inside of a bigger one like that. That guy's not facing the right way though. Let me rotate him. I think he goes that way. There we go. So it can nest like that, flat. All right, isn't that fun? Those little stars, super fun. So stars great in time for Christmas, but you can use stars, you know, all year round. All right, so let me get those little guys out of the way. And then we will take a look at the next die set. Move all these little guys out of the way. Don't lose that. Let me poke this little guy out here. All right. Off to the side we go. Those would be really fun to use if you had like glitter paper or a metallic paper. You can have a lot of fun with those stars. All right, so next up, let's look at the second die. Another thing I was thinking when I was kind of putting some of those things together earlier today, even that, what you have left over, you could totally do something with that, right? You could do something fun with just kind of your extra. Now we can also look at the rest of Marsha's little project here. So look at what she did with her little stars. Aren't those cute? So she's used different pieces of pattern paper, all from my Dear December collection. And then she has surrounded them with the little stars from the Dear December mini icon stamp set. Isn't that such a cute list, right? Movies that she wants to see. And she just went to Google and found the movie posters and saved them to her phone or her computer and then print those little guys out. So super fun. All right. So next up, let's take a look at the next die, and then we'll look at the rest of the stamps because there are more stamps. All right, next die is this little guy. This is a diagonal pocket die, all right? A diagonal pocket die. It measures 4.5 wide by 4 tall. So that is a perfect size for our traveler's notebooks. But 4.5 by 4 is also a great size if you're working on a greeting card, if you're working in a mini book, even if you're working on a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. So let me show you what I've done with this guy so far. I die cut 3 of those. And I put them on, oh, here it is. I cut a traveler's notebook size page, and then I die cut 1, 2, 3 out of 3 different pieces of pattern paper, and then adhered them one on top of each other. I decided that I wanted to leave the bottoms open on this and this, so that I could put anything I put in there would go all the way to the bottom, and anything I put in this one would go all the way to the bottom. And then obviously this one is closed at the bottom. All papers and die cuts and stickers from my Dear December collection. So what I thought I would do with this, I have printed out a couple of photos, a couple of holiday photos. So there's an idea. You could put photos in your little pockets like that. There's another little photo like that I could tuck in there. I even have a couple of different size photos like this that I could tuck in there. All right, so that helps me get a lot of photos on one single page, whether it's a traveler's notebook page, whether it's a layout, what have you. Now I want to show you, I did a little trickery here because your die only goes one way. Right, here is my die, and I'll cut one of these out too because there's something I want to show you with it and what I did. Your die really only goes one way, right? If we look at it this way, this is where we're cutting, right? We're cutting all the way around that outside edge. So it really only goes this way, unless I die cut my paper upside down, all right? So if I die cut my paper upside down, then I can make my thing go this way. That's how I've got 2 pockets going one direction and another pocket going another direction. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to die cut this one upside down so we can see what happens. Now this die, if you have one of these smaller die cut machines, like this one is the Anna Griffin Empress Mini. If you have this die cut machine, it is tight, all right? This die is tight. So what I suggest you do, I am putting the narrow end, up at the top. All right, like this. So it is actually going to hang over the top a little bit. Let me get that straight. Put that narrow end up at the top, and as I push that through, it will, move this down a little bit. Because I start with the narrow end, it will go through. If I start with the wider end, it will not go through because I tried it. And if you have a wider die cut machine, then you're fine. You can put it in either way. All right, so let's go ahead and run that guy through. On my pocket dies, basically what's happening, your little guys right here, these are your wings. So that's a wing, that's a wing, and that's a wing. It is those pieces that are folding up to create your pocket. So let me just cut that really quick. It didn't quite get through there because it went off the edge. So, all right, there we go. So I have my little wings, and it's my wings that I am folding that are creating my pocket. So I folded a wing, and folded a wing down below. And that is how I got that pocket to go the opposite direction, right? Normally, this would cut like this, and I'd have my pockets, these 2 pockets I cut regularly. This guy I cut upside down, so with the side of the pocket that I wanted facing down, and then I just folded it that way. And then there you go. All right, so that's a super fun pocket die. That is, oh my gosh, I think the 4th in the series of our pocket dies. So we have the library card pocket, we have in the envelope pocket, we have the in the camera pocket, and now we have the diagonal pocket. All right, so now we are going to wrap up with a bang, with a big old bang. So This I went back and forth on. I went back and forth on the best way to release these stamps. And I decided, in my mind, it made sense to release them all at once, all right? These stamps I'm about ready to show you, I decided to release them all at once because to me, it made more sense that way. I didn't want to drag it out and make us all wait. So there is a brand new series of 12 stamp sets. You can purchase them individually. You can purchase them as a bundle. And the series is called Month by Month. There is one stamp set for every month of the year. That is the design that you're seeing carried through from the insert, right? From our monthly insert. Also that design that you saw carried out in that Plan On It weekly planner. So these are 4x6 stamp sets. You have 11 pieces per stamp. And with each stamp, you have the month. So this is the set for January. You have lots of different ways to use January. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Your little icon, you'll always have one little icon on each stamp set that can fit in kind of your little calendar page right there. All right. So at the end of all 12 months, you'll have 12 little different little calendar icons and 12 little different icons that each fit into that piece. You also have over here, for each month, you have the month, and then you have a place to write or stamp in the day and of the year. You have this little guy, 01, you'll have 02, 03, 04, January in a little script there. You have the month in a circle, a little banner here. You have my handwriting. You have typewriter keys. You have a little J for January and then that little banner. All right. So you have 12 of those. Now, you guys, these I will carry throughout the year. So nobody panic and think, oh my gosh, you mean I have to mortgage my house to get all the stamps right now? No worries. But it really made more sense in my head to release them all at once. So you have January. As you start looking at the other months, they all have the exact same design. So if you are working on a wall calendar and you decide you want to use January, that style, then you have all 12 months in that style. All right. So January, February, really the only thing that is changing from month to month is your little calendar page there and your little icon that goes in that calendar page. You have March, you have April. Now, April, I didn't catch this before it went to print. This is all on me. So normally all of your calendars are blank right there. That calendar is not blank. It has the little, flower star or little flower stamp already in it. So other than that, all the rest of the stamps, your little calendar is blank, but you also get a little standalone one there too. But then as you look at May, June, don't you guys love it? This makes me so excited. And the fact that it's a consistent design from stamp set to stamp set to stamp set, you can decide what you want to use these for, how you want to use them. I foresee these getting used in lots and lots and lots of different projects. So one thing that's a little bit different this month, normally I do a bundle of all of the new stamps in a collection or in a release. I did not do that this month because really, even though it's a big release, there are really only 2 other stamps that are not those calendars. So these guys, you're just buying a la carte. But if you decide that you want all of these now, or maybe someone's asking you what you want for Christmas, this would be an easy thing. This whole bundle, if you buy the whole bundle, and I'll continue to offer the whole bundle, but you get 10% off if you buy that whole bundle of all 12. Like I said, I don't want anybody to panic. I don't want anybody to not eat next week because you decide you have to have all of these because you're worried that if you don't get them now, they won't be around later. This is a stamp set, or this series of stamps I will continue to offer throughout the year. So If right now you're like, ooh, okay, I'll get November and December, and then I want to wait till my budget allows to get maybe January and February and do them 1 month at a time or do them every couple of months, you can buy them a la carte or you can buy them in a bundle. Because I know, I don't know that right now. I may be like, ooh, I'm not sure if I want to buy them all. I might just want to buy a few at a time and then build. But just know this won't be the only time. You will see these throughout all of 2026 on my website. So you don't need to panic purchase. I don't want anybody panic purchasing. Now I want to show you what Marcia did again for me. I sent her the stamps and said, hey, if you can turn some projects around for me very quickly, I would certainly appreciate it. Look what she did here. This is her planner. So this is a day in her planner, but look how fun that is. She just made a nice little border all along that edge with a number of those different November stamps. Isn't that so cute? So cute. You wouldn't even have to have really a planner. You could just use that to decorate the side of a page and then put your photos or write some notes or whatever you wanted to do. But isn't that just so fun? I loved that. And then I also loved that she used products from the summer fall season pass. Those die cuts and those papers are from the September portion of the summer fall season pass.